Okay, so let's see what our next project is today. Looks like we have a restoration and okay. Looks like the owner brought this in and needed some damage, some weathering restored, and the finish needs to be sanded down and restained. Okay, let's just take a closer look here. Okay. It's not too bad. There is some slight chipping and flaking in the finish, but nothing a little sanding and refinishing can't fix. And I believe I have the correct stain color over there, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let's see what else. Okay. These hinges over here, they look a bit rusty and worn down, but actually I should be able to get most of that rust off. Looks like there's actually not that much, it's just building up, so I can chip it off with my nail. Yeah. Should be able to remove that, and bit squeaky, but nothing a little WD-40 can't fix, so we'll get some WD-40 for those hinges, and we'll clean up the rust, sand down the paint job, and remove the chipping and the flaking and restain. Okay. And it looks like there's actually a small chunk missing out over here on the side. Okay, due to maybe like weathering or use over time, but I should be able to replace that and put in a new piece. Should be fine. Okay. Yeah. I actually think I have a piece of wood that might be the correct size already, so we'll try that out. Whoever owns this piece definitely loves it. A lot of wear and tear, but nothing I won't be able to fix. So, we're going to work on the finish. We're going to sand it down, hinges, and replacing the section that's missing. Then we should be good as new. This one looks like it's going to be a fast and easy job. I'll probably be able to do it all in one day, so that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and start by just sketching out a blueprint and getting the measurements, the level, the angles, so that way I know what I'm working with here. So, let's go ahead and sketch that out here. Okay. Alright. And then it looks like it is coming down like this. section that's missing over here. Good. Okay. That's good. Right. And that's about that far away. Just going to. Okay. That looks good. And I just want to make sure that I get a profile view as well for any of the work that I need to do on this side. So let's see here. Right, and this is where that section is missing, and I'll have to replace it. So we'll draw that in right here. Okay. And, okay. It's definitely a very beautiful piece. You can tell that whoever built it put a lot of time and care into it. It's an honor to be working on the restore of it. Don't see craftsmanship like this anymore. Everything's being made in mass quantities, stuff at like stores like IKEA. But no, this was handmade with a lot of love, so we'll get it good as new. Okay, good. So let me go ahead and get some measurements here. Set this down. Okay, I got my tape measure right here. And we're just going to go ahead and get those measurements. So let's start with the section over here with the hinges. And we're just going to get the length of the one hinge. Okay. So it looks like each hinge is it's about 2. Okay. So then the length from the top to the bottom here should be about, okay. Alright, so they're about far spaced between. Okay. Alright, and let's go ahead and get from the top to the bottom of this section where there's a small gap in between. Okay. And it looks good. Maybe a little bit smaller. We could probably take down a couple inches here. Okay. That looks about right. Alright. And let's go ahead and get the length of that gap that we're going to be replacing. Alright, it's a little bit bigger than I thought, but I think I do have a piece of wood that's already that size. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get what it is across. bring that in a little bit as well, or maybe a little bit further out here. Just to be safe, we can always take it in a little bit more. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So the length from the top of the hinges to the bottom, and then the hinges themselves are about 2. And then we have the gap, and that was about 4 apart. And from the length of that to the end. Okay. Should be a quick and easy fix. You just get a couple more. The section that I'm going to sand to refinish and fix the chipping. Alright. Okay, so that should be about, yeah, right about there. And right about here. Okay. And just make some marks here. We're probably going to want to remove this little bit right here to make room for the new addition I'm going to be adding on to fill in that gap. And then do some sanding right about there. And hold that there. I'll come in here and just go right about there in the middle. Get that section. Okay. It should be good. Okay. Alright. Now that we got that all measured and drafted up and marked up, let me go ahead and we're going to want to check the angle, make sure that everything is level. Let me grab those real quick. Okay, so I just want to check the angle on that section that's missing there. Just make sure everything's going to be lining up correctly. So we're just going to hold this here and make sure that everything's still going to be okay. So we should be about there. Okay. Alright. That looks good, not too bad. Let's just check that everything is still level. Alright, I'm going to set this up here where that section is missing. And, oof, looks to be a little unbalanced. Probably because that section is no longer there, so it's pulling away. I bet once we put that in there, and if I brought the level back, yeah, it'll make it more even. Okay. Yeah, so we'll definitely get that patched up. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, it's not too bad. I think just repairing that section will fix the issue. Alright, now that I got all of that taken care of, we can go ahead and get started. So let me grab my equipment to set this down. Okay, so I have my apron right here. Alright, and then we'll just go ahead and grab the hard hat and gloves and we can get started. So, safety first. Alright, so, and then we just need our gloves here. Okay, so we should be good to go. I think I'm going to have to start with that missing section up here because we're going to need that glue to dry. Probably going to use some wood glue. And while that's drying, we can do all the touch-ups on everything. So when the touch-ups are done, the glue should be dry and we can finish that up. So let me go ahead and grab the wood. I think it should already be pretty much the right length, but we may need to do some tweaking. I actually don't know if it's going to be a thick enough piece of wood, but maybe we can use a couple pieces. Let me see what I have here. Okay. I have a couple pieces of wood. Don't think we'll need more than 3. Let's see here. Let's try the one first. Yeah. It is about the right length, but I was right. It isn't quite thick enough for that. Let's try 2. If I put 2 like back to back here. And still a little thin. Okay. Let's try all 3 here. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's much better. So we're going to have to use all 3 here. So what I can probably do is wood glue all 3 pieces of these together. We'll cut off that section that looks like it's pretty damaged here to make a little bit more room for this. Would glue it all together and maybe put in a couple nails to make sure that it's secure and not going anywhere. That should do the job. Okay, let's go ahead and start by cutting off that section that's pretty damaged up there. I'm gonna grab my saw. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and start by removing that damaged section right about here. So let's go ahead and cut that off. Oof, I'm a little short. Almost there. Just going to saw that off a little bit more. There we go. Okay. That looks a lot better. I'm going to set this down. Okay. Now that we have that section removed of damaged wood, we're going to need to sand it down. So I'm going to cut off a piece of sandpaper here. Okay. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and sand that down. So I love this part, just making sure everything is nice and smooth and watching it transform before your eyes. Okay, that looks a lot better. While I have the sandpaper out, I'm just going to go ahead and sand down the sections that have the chipping and the flaking, and that way we don't have to bring it out again. So that's looking good. Removing all those paint flecks and chips. Okay, I think that we should be all set there. Good. Alright, let me grab those pieces of wood again. Okay, so I grabbed the wood, and then I also grabbed the wood glue. We have some nails and stuff, and let's get this in place, shall we? So, what I'm gonna do is place some wood glue up here where we're gonna be placing this section. And then I'm gonna go ahead and glue these pieces together and place them up here and in place. That should work. Okay. And then we'll sand this section down so that way we can finish it after. Alright. I have the wood glue right here. Let's go ahead and open that, and we're just going to place a little bit right here at the top and a little bit down here at the bottom so we can connect those. And then we're just going to place them on these three sections right here. Okay, and we'll close that up. And we're just going to push these together nice and tight. Okay. And let's just put those up here. Okay. And in place right there. Okay. It looks like it is trying to pull apart a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do is grab a clamp right here. Okay. And we're just going to clamp this in place to apply some pressure. And hopefully that'll keep it together while it dries here. Yeah. Okay, that's looking good. However, while I have that clamped in place, I'm going to add a couple nails, one in each place, so it's a little bit more secure, so we won't have any issues with this new section coming off in the future. Let me grab my hammer. So I have my hammer right here, and I have some nails. I'll just get one out real quick. And we're just going to get a couple nails in here so it's nice and secure. So good. And let's do another one down here. Let me just try that out. Yeah, there we go. Nice and tight. That should hold once the glue dries too. So, now that we got that taken care of, before I can sand it, I'm going to want that glue to dry. So let's go ahead and work on cleaning up these hinges and touching up some light chipping. And then we can sand that once the glue's dried a little bit. Let me go ahead and grab some stuff to clean up that rust right there. Okay, so I have some solution here that I'm going to spray on those hinges, and we're going to wipe up and wipe away the rust. Make them look as good as new. So, let's go ahead and spray those. And I'm just going to wipe away that rust here. So, there we go. Kind of chip some of that off too while I'm working there. Good, good. Chipping away. Alright. This stuff works so amazing. It's just simply melting off the rust. Okay. And a little bit down here on the other one. And just going to scratch away some of that hard to remove rust that isn't just coming off easily. Okay. Good, good. There it goes. Okay. It's looking a lot better. And we're good. Alright. Good, good. Alright, let's test that out now. Because it looks shiny and new, but I want to make sure that it's not still squeaking. So let's see. No, still a slight squeak. Alright. Let's get some WD-40. Okay. So, the WD-40, we're just going to spray on those hinges. And it should help remove that squeaking oil or lubricate it up. So it works nice and smoothly. Alright, let's go ahead and spray that over here. So, alright. Let's go ahead and try that out now. Here we go. No squeaking, good as new. Okay. Now that we got those hinges taken care of and cleaned up and lubricated, let's go ahead and I do see some slight chipping in certain sections. Nothing too bad, no flaking or anything like that. I don't think those small itty bitty chips need to be sanded and refinished, but we can cover them up so they blend in nice and smoothly, and so no one can tell that they're there. I have this wood stain paint pen, and I believe it's the right color of the stain. Let me try it out here. Yes, okay. That blends in seamlessly. So I'm just going to go through while we're waiting for that section to dry. I'm going to touch up all of the little itty bitty chips that are just minuscule and don't need too much work, but enough that they stand out, and we'll just get them blending in nice and fresh. So let's start coloring in those chips here, and we'll just go one by one here, coloring in all the little itty bitty chips. There we go. Okay. It's like an instant makeover. Looking so fresh and repainted. Okay. Good as new. You'd never know that it had so many small chips in the finish. Okay, that looks really good. We're just going to get a couple more here. Almost done. There wasn't too many. Okay. Alright. Just coloring those in a little bit more here. Okay. Almost done. Good. Okay. And that looks great. Alright, I'm just going to put the cap back on that. And the good thing about that is it instantly dries, so we don't have to worry about that flecking or chipping or anything. Alright, so by now our section should be pretty tough up here. Maybe still a little wet, but nothing we can't work with at the moment. Yeah, good. Those nails have it nice and tight there. Okay, it's sturdy. I'm going to go ahead and remove that clamp. Okay, we're going to remove that clamp and then we're going to go ahead and sand it so we can refinish everything. So take that off. Grab some more sandpaper here. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and sand that section. So it doesn't need too much, but just a little bit to make sure that it's seamless. Okay, that looks good. Alright, I'm very happy with that. So, now that we have that in place and sanded, and it's blending very nice, it just needs to be stained. We're going to go ahead and get the stain, make sure that it's the right color, touch that section up there, and then touch up all the sections that we sanded over here. And then we should be good as new. And we'll just have to let that dry till tomorrow. Let me go ahead and grab that stain. Okay, that took a minute. I was looking for the right stain color, and I believe I found it. Hasn't been open in a while, but I believe it should be this Honey 272. So let's go ahead and open this up and we'll do a quick swatch test. So let me mix it up first since I haven't opened it in a while. Okay. This should be mixed up. Let's open that up. I'm just going to dip this paintbrush in it. Okay. And let's do a quick test here. And good. Yes, okay. Perfect. That looks to be the right color. So let's go ahead and start painting this on. Okay. So we're just going to do a quick first light coat. You gotta go very light-handed with stain because if you put too much on, it gets very dark. So I'm just gonna lightly paint that on all over the spots that we sanded, in the chips, in that new section that we repaired and restored. Very good. There we go. Nice and easy, slow strokes. There we go. Just going to paint that on there. Grab a little bit more. Okay. And we're going to do a second coat here, but I'm going to go a little more lightly handed. Ah, yes, that color is perfect. Everything is blending in seamlessly. Okay, looking good as new. Just going to paint that on. Okay. Good. Get that section up there. Make sure I get in all the little cracks in the underneath so we don't miss a spot. Just want to get every little section. Okay, get a little bit more. This should be the last coat here. Okay. Looks good. We'll just get up here one more time and make sure I get the underneath. Good. Okay. So that looks really great. It looks like it matches perfectly. You can't tell where the mess ups were, and everything is blending so well. And you can't tell where the restoration was. So I think all that's left is to let this dry and take a look at it in the morning. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit and I'll be back to check on it tomorrow. Should be good to go.